system, and it felt pretty good. It was just like one of those good moments last week, being in a taxi cab, listening to U2 in a taxi cab in Ireland. For me, it was just like one of those good moments. I'm a big fan of everything. I'm a fan of life. And, you know, like, I know a lot of people slag off a lot of music that they're not into, but, and like, a lot of times I'll do newspaper interviews when I'm putting out a record, and I'll do these things. I'll say, what do you hate? Like, they want to know what you hate. And I'm like, I can't even think of something I hate, because there's so much music I like. I don't mean to sound like real positive guy Joe, but there's just too much shit I'm into for me to worry about what I hate. Because there's only so many sunsets I have left in my life anyways, so why waste my time worrying about shit I hate? Maybe what it was when I got really, really sick, sicker than when I moved in with my folks, like 2.5 years ago, because there was a reason I hadn't come back by here for a while, yeah. And so I got really sick, and I was on stage in Wilmington, Delaware, and I went blind, and I just couldn't see anymore. I could barely see through like a little keyhole on my left eye. I was like trying to look at the audience, and I didn't want to tell them because I didn't want to upset them. And so I just kept playing the show, and I was thinking, well, this is really weird. Maybe my vision will come back, but it didn't. It got worse, and then I was just totally blind, and I was like, so finally, after like 35, 40 minutes of playing, I said to the audience, can you guys see? And they were like, yeah, we can see. And I said, well, I can't see. And the sound man turned the lights on really bright. I said, I can't see a thing. I've gone blind. I'm about to faint. I gotta stop. I gotta go to the hospital. And then this guy goes, come on, man! We drove all the way from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's my son's 21st birthday. And I was like, but I've gone blind. I can't see. And he goes, sign these records. So I couldn't even see what I was signing. He had vinyl records of mine. And he propped me up like Weekend at Bernie's. And he goes, so I could take a picture with his son. And I was like, my knees were all weak. And so these people drove me to the hospital. And on the way up, I called this doctor, who's a team doctor of the San Diego Padres, my baseball club. And I couldn't remember the doctor's name, but I knew that he put his number in my phone as his bat phone. He was like this really special, really good doctor who's for this professional sports team. He's like, man, I'm a big fan of your music. So we became friends. And he's this Japanese dude named Dr. Kakahashi. But for the life of me, like, it was like a Rolodex of friends' names just were erased from my brain. And so they're driving me to the hospital, and I said, I know a doctor I could call to see what's wrong with me. Well, what's his name? And I go, Dr. Batman? Because he put his phone in his bat phone. And then I have them type in bat phone into my iPhone, and she goes, Dr. Kakahashi? And I'm like, yeah, that's him. So I called him and woke him up. It was late at night, and he answers the phone, and he knows it's an emergency because I wouldn't be calling him that late. He goes, Steve, is everything okay? And I go, I've gone blind. And he goes, was it like a curtain coming down? And I go, yeah. He goes, you got to get to the hospital right now as fast as you can. I go, we're going to Princeton University Medical Center. So we go in there and to the emergency room. There's 2 guys in line ahead of me, blood on the floor. This one guy has an ice pick that somehow got jammed into the side of his head. And I guess there's a guy in front of him who cut his fingers off with a chainsaw, and they're in a baggie. And so I'm like this, my vision's kind of through my left eye keyhole, and I'm going, whoa, and I can see this guy's fingers. And then the nurse is there at the desk, and she goes, what's the matter with you? And she's this New Jersey nurse in Princeton, New Jersey. And I go, I've gone blind. And she goes, was it like a curtain coming down? And I go, where do you people learn this? And I go, yeah. And she goes, you got to get in there. Right now, we've got to do an MRI of your brain, and fast tracks me ahead of the guy with the ice pick in the side of his head. The other guy's cut off his finger. So they do a brain scan MRI, and then I go to the guy, is it bad? Is it bad? He goes, I can't say anything. So I'm in there for a long time. He goes, you freaking out? I go, kind of. He goes, I can give you some Valium. I go, you can't give me Valium. I've been sober 12.5 years. You give me Valium, I'll try to go out and buy an 8-ball of Coke and a bottle of Jack Daniels. Next thing you know, I'll have a hooker on each arm. He goes, calm down, Charlie Sheen. So finally, I get out of there, and this lady, this nurse, the head nurse, comes in. And a doctor, she's the doctor, the head of the neurology department at Princeton University Medical Center. She goes, and she had moved there from Mumbai, from India, and she goes, Mr. Poltz, My name is Dr. Nady. I'm the head of the neurology department here at Princeton University Medical Center. How many fingers am I holding up? And I go, 7? And then she goes, can you feel this? And she's touching my legs, and I go, I got CDs for sale at the back of the bar. One thing leads to another. She goes, Mr. Poltz, you've had a stroke. And I go, what? You got the right Steve? And then she says, you're going to be in the hospital for at least 7 days. We got to do a bunch of tests and blah, blah, blah. So I'm up there, and then I'm blind. I can't see a thing. And finally my vision ends up coming back, but I can't read. Like the letters made no sense to me. So I finally got out of the hospital some days later, and then my friends came and picked me up. And next thing you know, I went back to San Diego, canceled all these gigs, and I thought, I'm not going to play guitar anymore. I'm not even going to go out and tour anymore. So I didn't come back here. And then I was just like walking by my guitar, and the guitar was like, Steve, it's me, Smokey Joe. Come on, man. Pick me up. I miss you. And I was like, I can't. I don't even want to play anymore. And then Smokey Joe was like, come on, play me. And I was like, I hadn't played in a while. I was like, and the fog started lifting. And then I was like Al Pacino in The Godfather 3. Just when I thought I was out, they dragged me back in. Now here I am at your house. Hey! Woo! Woo!